That's dusting. What did you dusting? Oh, thank you, friend. Give him wisdom. Very nice. I was waiting for a priest to give me total 40 stamina 8 by 30 minutes. This is a few drops. So thankfully they do this. God's dust. Well, it's still working correctly. Is it? Wisdom. Yeah. And East NPP Guild. I'm not sure if I want to join a guild yet.
Hello, adventurer. I train and care for young hippogriffs here. Feel free to have a look around.
I love this AI thing. It sometimes just comes out of nowhere. And it's really nice. Tell me more? Why he cannot tell me more? Sure, man. I might go to Stormwind soon. Yeah, sure. That's five easy steel draw there. Yeah, one thing that I really like about Total WoW, and especially some of the changes they did to Paladins, is instead of 5 minutes, because these blessings were such a pain to renew, they made them automatically 10 minutes. Whoa, is this the music? That's absolutely lovely.
What brings you here?
Save my snout. My gorgeous flavor, because I wanted to what is this? Up here. For the next time that I go into this later. Save everything for the next time that I go to Westfall. More hubs. I started questing in Westfall because this is what you're supposed to do. You just go to Westfall and get a bunch of XP and get your quests for dead mines and whatnot. And I thought that is so boring. I wanna look into the lore of the elves. I always wanted to make an elf, but I don't know. I feel weird about druids. I don't know if I really want to. This is the Temple of the Moon. The Queen wants you to speak with Priestess Amura in the Temple of the Moon. Okay, I'm gonna get this quest first, and no, I'm gonna do that one.
Here there. Off with you.
Ancient of Lore.
I have vision that she lacks.
Yes, but you'll find it more rewarding if you have skill in herbalism. You will be required to nurture and cultivate special seeds, not to swing an axe blindly or gesticulate wildly at passing shadows, while the evergreen pouch you'll receive allows even the simplest brute to grow something.
I remember
Those
these
who
bag.
show some
I have urgent
aptitude
matters
will
to
have
attend.
more bountiful results.
Okay, for culture and heritage, some ancient art. Oh, okay. Valuable wasn't gonna be undone, and while I abhor the very notion of such an ancient, I found myself contemplating potential uses for it. No, be gone. Nice, got a trinket. That's actually an okay trinket. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm gonna just come here after the Elven Zone, and you continue. Probably it kind of makes sense for you to start in like the High Elven Zone and then transfer to the Night Elven Zone, because it's just like all Elven stuff. I kind of like it because I always wanted to do the Elven Zones, but I couldn't because people always kept on saying, "Oh, you have to do Westfall. You have to come to Westfall." And I was just doing it just today. I got a couple of levels, like maybe to level 14. I was just like, "Oh my god, this is so boring. I want to do some lore in the Elven Zones and listen to some Elven music and stuff." I remember I was doing Ashen Bay. I was doing Darkshore when I was playing Season of Discovery, but then I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I think we're just spamming dungeons or something, and I outleveled everything, and I couldn't finish the quests. But they were really interesting. So what I want to do is actually finish the quests this time. I want to do Ashen Bay as well. I think there's some pretty cool lore in these zones. Okay, this one I'm not gonna attack because that's PvP. I think it's also good to do the Elven Zones, and I want to go try to see if I can go beyond the lore with all these Elven Zones, because today there was the release of Midnight for retail World of Warcraft, and I don't want to know anything about retail World of Warcraft because I am very disappointed with some of the things they've done. But that cinematic looked really good. Now that I'm getting into all the Elven lore, running a High Elf and a Paladin, and everything is about Elves and Paladins, I'm like, am I gonna have to resub to World of Warcraft?
A once great creature of the forest is in need of help, person. There is a difficult task that must be done.
Oh
Please
my
seek
God.
out Priestess Amur.
AI.
She will explain things to you. Find her to the southeast of here, inside the Temple of the Moon.
May the stars guide.
It looks setup is pretty darn cool.
how nice it is to see an adventurer interested in the great archaeological wonders of our world. Oftentimes our work is dismissed as mere hobby by our friends in the Alliance. But what many fail to realize is that recent discoveries in Cosmodan have proven that a great and powerful force threatens all of Azeroth, from Lordaeron to Kalimdor. I am most worried about my crew that I sent to Darkshore. They haven't sent word in weeks. Travel to Orberdine and look for a clue as to their whereabouts.
Watch your back.
Can actually like zone out while they are actually talking to me and understand the quest a little bit better. I find that absolutely amazing. It's like I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online. It's really cool. It's one of my... It has been over... Like, the first time that I saw this, I was like, oh my god. I remember when I was playing Classic 2019, and you know, it was the whole thing about COVID in 2020, more or less around when Classic came out and everybody was playing non-stop. And then I got sucked into this world of magic and Lord of the Rings and Paladins and so on and so forth. That's when I I finished publishing my first book, and I was talking about how the lore connects with the science and stuff. And then I found that World of Warcraft and all this lore talks a little bit about all those things. And I would come into places like this and I would be like, this is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, all of these coming from the mind of someone, bringing it to reality in a virtual world. It's just, I found the whole concept absolutely amazing. And when I saw that a lot of people just think about these games as nonsense and as just min-maxing and being toxic, it's just a huge disservice to such cool things that are in the game, especially also like the modern World of Warcraft, where like the lore and these epic sort of items have taken us a backseat to Mythic Plus or whatever farms they have you do, because they need you to keep on playing the game and keep on being subscribed and whatnot. So all these power creeps and all these things they created, it's sort of diminishing the lore, the zones, the whole thing. This is why I am in love with Total WoW, because I mean, you don't have to pay for it. They do this for love, and they're adding the lore and they're adding all of these things and just trying to keep this world perpetual for eternity, as they say. They say Northerner, the main server that they created, is gonna live forever, something of that nature. So I really like that vision. I really like that way of thinking, and it just shows respect for all this lore. I find it really cool. What am I supposed to do? Okay, it's just up there. I actually don't know if there are any more quests here. I've always figured that if you play an idol, you're gonna learn more about all of these places and so on and so forth, but I have no idea. I think most of the things happening in Stormwind, which is why I'm really interested in what the team in Total WoW are gonna bring forward, because I know that in 2026 they're gonna be bringing some lore related to the elves, but it's just mainly the high elves, so I'm really looking forward to that. Where is... Oh, it's just right there. I'm dumb.
So Sister Aquine sent you?
Yes.
Lady Sathra was once beloved of Elune. Graceful and pure, the spider spun her silver threads through the moonlight, catching the evening mist. The silvery dew had strong healing powers and was kept here in the temple. But of late, Sathra has descended into madness. Her future generations are now threatened as well. Find Lady Sathra, adventurer, and end her suffering. She dwells along the northern borders of Teldrassil near Wellspring Lake. Gather her silvery spinnerets and bring them back to me. Go in peace.
Certainly brings like a different... It just kicks different when you listen to their voices, and the AI kinda gets the intonation that it needs to have. It's very interesting. It's definitely. Because I'm gonna be doing this lore run. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, what do I have to do here? More temple event, and this is. Borders, so okay, it's showing. What level is this? It's level 12, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it real quick. One of these days I want to do a Night Elf Druid, just for PvP. Look like a feral Druid. Maybe then I'll see that initial zone for the Night Elves. And so I see these people that are level 31, level 29, looking for people to do the dungeons, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm only level 14. Yo, what is this? I think somebody just sent me this. I've heard about people who just want to keep the name. I don't think this is the way to go. I think if you're gonna make a guild, you're gonna have real people that are supporting you. Why just get the name? I tried to before. There's social media. There's everything going on right now. You should be able to make your guild without just spamming it or paying for it. Go back to the roots. Do things right. I think I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna rent a main to my way back. This is the right way. And I don't feel like I really need to do a Night Elf because I'm gonna go through the whole area for the Night Elven lore through Darkshore and Ashenvale. But yeah, and it just feels like I'm missing something. I don't know if this, and I don't think so because usually the initial zones were pretty simple. Just give you like I mean it's 20 years ago. It's just like a little bit of an outlook of the world and what's going on. The one for the High Elves, since it's like a whole new thing that WoW came with, was pretty cool and it felt like a level 60 zone, but that was a completely different thing. Go. Tears of the moon, Lysatra, once beloved of a lunar graceman, pure the spider spooner, silver trench through the moonlight, catching the evening mist. Silver dew had strong healing powers and was kept here in the temple, but of late Lysatra had descended into madness, which regeneration and threatened as well. She descended into madness. I think this is part of the whole like there's like a curse going on, and now the wildlife is all messed up or something of that nature. There she is. She might be
The
born
forest
with
mourns for
peace.
Lady Sathra, but it was something that had to be done. Thank you, adventurer. Now you must finish the task to which you have been appointed. Take the spinnerets and offer Lady Sathra's sacrifice to a loon. Lay the great spider to rest. Inside this temple, find the central fountain. There is where you may leave the sacrifice. The holy waters will purify and cleanse the corruption that drove Sathra mad. When you have completed this, return to me.
Cool.
Goddess watching you.
I love this elven lore. It's also the whole idea of the spirits of nature sort of healing people. Just like they put that quest in the High Elven Zone where the withered is there just being healed by the roots of this large tree by the fairies. That thing is so cool. It's all funky, it seems. That? Like an Easter egg? Interesting. Okay, what do I have to do? Lady Sathra sacrifice to Alone. Lady Great Spider to rest. Yeah, how do I actually do it? Alright, I did this a while ago. By use. So this spider went into madness and now you kind of killed it. And now you offer her essence to Alun, so Alun is gonna cleanse her, bring her back reborn, at least in a ghostly form anyway. Very interesting. That's it. Yeah, now you can go back to her, kinda facing her ghostly form. Which is, I absolutely like. I saw some of the videos that I made like 4 years ago talking about how I love these quests as a paladin where you kind of have to cleanse the spirits that are disturbed somewhere. And like all throughout World of Warcraft and many other games, that's basically what you do. You're kind of just going around just releasing the pain out of the spirits who get entrapped into this world, into this materiality, and actually I can take this beyond the lore a little bit. Let's see what she says.
The loss of Lady Sathra is distressing, but in this way only may she be reborn with a renewed spirit. May Alun willingly accept the sacrifice that you have offered her.
Nice. Ooh, that's actually a thing. Oh, not the one that I have. Way better. Everything that I have is way better. So I'm just gonna sell it, vendor it. Nice. Ooh, nice. Almost 15. Absolutely love this grass. Absolutely cool. So, Soul of the Spider was reborn anew, and very interesting that in our fantasies and everywhere we have this idea that when we die or when things die, they have this transparent, ghostly essence to them. And I actually just uploaded a short today when I was just talking about the dimensions, this whole idea of dimensions. We live on the third dimension, which is physical, and then the fourth dimension is less physical, and there's the fifth dimension, and so on and so forth. I always found it amazing that people don't ask more questions about where do these idea of ghosts or this transparent, like this idea of conceptualizing your body as a transparent, sort of less physical, but still in the shape of your body thing, which is a ghost. How does that whole thing works? There's actually a lot of research on that lately. What is this? Okay. It's a shelf song. I don't want to run that way. Okay, I'll just check it out real quick. It might be something interesting. I'm gonna get into Darkshire. I do have to sell my stuff, so I might as well. This one for sure I have to sell. Sell. Let's go when I tank dungeons. No idea what this is. And cricket.
A friend of mine, Nessa Shadowsong, is a fishing merchant in Rutherin village. She needs a parcel taken to Darkshore and is looking for someone to help her. If you're interested, then to reach Nessa you must take the portal in Darnassus to Rutherin village. You will find the portal west of the temple gardens. Farewell.
Wait, how much? How much am I gonna get paid for this?
It is my
I love
honor
how
to provide
everyone
you
assumes
with
that I'm
adventures,
just a messenger.
for they are heroes in the making.
Very juicy. I want to min-max dead mines. I'm getting ready for dead mines, just saving all my gear and stuff. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna use these for tanking because it has more armor. Oh my god! I think I got issues. So. This in the bank. I think that's it. Anything else here? Look how this server is gonna go. Right now there's like a lot of hype about Total WoW, and everybody's talking about Total WoW and talking about Epoch and so on and so forth. Well, cinematic for retail World of Warcraft just came out, and people are also talking about that, but yet there's a lot of fuss. Literally all the people who play Classic or like Classic in some way are talking about Total WoW or Epoch right now. And I don't know. There are a few things that I'm finding a little bit weird. This one, Total WoW, it looks a little bit very chill. So I'm afraid that at some point it's gonna be like Bloodsail Buccaneers, where you have like some sort of a community that is a little bit too chill. But I don't think so, because Northern, they say that people are always playing Northern, there's always things going on. I remember when Bloodsail Buccaneers died, and I was so sad when you join like a small server and there's no one playing. It kind of feels like, I don't know.
I am listening. Yes, I have need of a courier who will take a package to Darkshore. Will you help me? The fishermen of Rutherin village do very well, for the fish here are extremely large and abundant. I would like to compare the bounty here with that of the mainland. I have a collection of fish bones and scales that I would like taken to a colleague of mine in Darkshore. His name is Laird. He is a fish vendor in the village of Oberdeen. Bring my collection to our hippogriff master, Vespristus, and speak to him about traveling to Oberdeen.
I love that you can listen to the quest as you are going to the destination. That is so OP.
I'm listening. Ah, you wish to get this to Oberdeen? Very well. From Ruthuren, there are two methods of travel to Oberdeen. By ferry and by hippogriff. Both are quick and reliable, but if you have not yet flown to Oberdeen by hippogriff, then I suggest you do. It is sound advice to speak with the hippogriff master in every town that has one. Once you speak to the master, you can then fly there from other towns. Here is Nessa's collection. Speak with me again when you are ready to fly to Oberdeen.
I'm already flying, brother.
To
I absolutely love this add-on. I think for the more interesting quests where there's a lot, like a lot of lore, like a lot of reading, this add-on comes in clutch. Really, really cool stuff. Alright. What am I gonna do with this? I'm level 15, I get 6 points to use. So 16, 17, so I'm gonna have 6, 7, 8 or 9 points to run the dead mines. I wanna be a tank, so I think I'm probably just gonna go with Devotion Aura, so I can also do it as I am when I am red. I can do like a red Devo. Then game I'm gonna try the Shokadin thing. I don't know how this. I haven't even seen the Holy Shield. Okay, so I think it's a whole rework of it. I have to check it later. What should I do now? Blessing of Mind, Blessing of Wisdom, there's the mana. This actually is. I think this one is actually better than Devotion to begin with, just so we are a little bit more that should be good. I'll figure out what to do together once I get it.
I am honored. Majestic sea creatures are known to launch themselves at the Darkshore coastline, beached there until they die. Lately, these beasts have been washing ashore in ever-increasing numbers. I've been sent here by the Temple of the Moon to investigate, but the presence of murlocs along the water has made my research difficult. There is a giant creature washed ashore.
Alright, we'll investigate.
Feel free to browse.
Like to Oberdeen.
A package from Nessa. Thank you, adventurer. She told me she would send me samples of the fish caught near Ruthuren village. She thinks they may be very different from the fish caught here. My, this jawbone is nearly twice the size of the same fish found here. And I must send a response to Nessa. She'll be very interested to know how different the fish here are from those along Teldrassil's coastline. We can only guess the cause, but it is my suspicion.
One of the problems though, there's a lot of like filler quests. Hello, are you doing any challenges? I am actually. Oh, that's interesting because I never do them, so I'm doing war mode. Yeah, I think that's it. I just want to do war mode. I love a little bit of world PvP, and I don't think there's gonna be a lot of world PvP. It's just basically for the extra stuff. And what I do want to do is, so my idea is, I got bored of questing on Westfall, so I'm gonna go to this whole zone, and then on the weekends I'm just gonna try to get a pre-made going for Battlegrounds. But I don't know if you can actually make pre-mates here, because that's my thing. I used to do like a lot of pre-mates and stuff, but they banned pre-mates in Classic, and that pissed me off. That killed my community. It killed a bunch of communities. And I'm wondering if you can do this in Total WoW. Because if you cannot do this in Total WoW, that might make it a little bit hard for me. I might even just try Epoch just because of that. I've been trying to ask on the Reddit to see if there are premates here, but nobody knows. So I'm just gonna try to make a few premates on the weekend and see how that goes.
I am devising a potion that requires rare mushrooms. Mushrooms that grow only in a certain cave. The cave lies behind Cliffspring Falls, to the east and slightly north along the mountains. I would go there
What if I
myself,
take a
but
bunch?
I
Would
was
they all
advised
talk
by
at the
the
same
grove
time?
of the ancients to stay away from that place. Our venerable allies sense that the cave is the hiding place for a new evil.
So I just
Hostile
cast,
moonkin
and then
roam
she
in
stands.
ever-increasing
Okay.
numbers to our east. They once were thought to be gentle, almost mystical creatures. While some continue to hold reverence for them, the safety of Oberdeen forces me to keep a more realistic view. I've received...
Good. Pre-made, was it fun? Well, I haven't tried. Like I've done the battlegrounds for leveling, and they were kind of fun. It depends on who's on your team, but I hate doing pre-mates without an organized team. So I want to form the pre-mates. I haven't tried them yet. I haven't seen a lot of people asking for pre-mates on LFG or anything like that. I'm just gonna wait for the weekend, and then on the weekend I'm gonna do it. There's gonna be people playing, and I'll see if I can spam battlegrounds. Yeah, but when you do like pre-mates, it's really fun. I don't know, like a lot of people say, oh, I just want to play for 1 hour and I want to queue, and then I want to like play a little bit of PvP, and then they quit the game after 2 weeks, and then they kill all the communities that actually focus on PvP. And when you have the battleground community, the pre-made community, it pushes people to form communities because you realize that you cannot do it on your own. So, and then you get such a high level of PvP. It's a beautiful thing, but oh my god, World of Warcraft players sometimes piss me off.
I'm so glad Chief Archaeologist Grey Whisker sent for us. What an honor it was when Master Grey Whisker assigned me to work under the guidance of the great prospector Remtravel. At the Academy in Ironforge, everyone knew of Remtravel's great discoveries, but the prospector is rather, oblivious to his surroundings. We had uncovered evidence of a great society.
Interesting.
Horrible golems sprang forth from the ground and overran the site. Remtravel never seemed to notice. I ran back to Oberdeen for help. Please travel south and see if the prospector is okay.
That's interesting. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this zone, is because supposedly there's like a lot of ancient temples that are sunken or destroyed or something like that. And since I never finished, I wonder if you can actually just like visit them and learn a little bit more about the lore. Oh no, borders.
Adventurer, a task I would ask of you. Have you seen the ruins of Ameth Aran? If not, you will find them on the eastern side of the main road, some ways to the south. Once they were the home of many powerful Highborne. Now they are a testament to the destruction their dabblings produced. I've been told by the Sentinels that the spirits of the Highborne persist, and that they wield their ancient magical implements. Those relics must be appropriated, so that we might destroy them.
This is a thing that I could just research some other day. Who the hell
The
are the
ruins of
Highborne?
Bashalaran to the east are overrun with demonic minions. The sprites and satyrs that have taken up residence in the area feed upon the magical energies of
Why did
the
you
area,
change the
their
voice?
powers growing from continued exposure. Even with that, I have noticed that there is one shrine they will not approach. On the western side of the ruins, atop a small bluff, a strange blue aura permeates. There must be an explanation to the demon's reluctance.
Interesting.
I would like you to
There's
investigate.
some sort of a priest of sorts, fending off the demons with this blue aura. Montana, Clotia. Okay.
I have the finest wires in the land. Off the coast of Darkshore to our north are two wrecked ships,
My
the Silver
God.
Dawning and the Mist Veil. Some time ago, both ships ran afoul of the blasted Murlocs as they sailed across the
Murlocs?
vast sea into Oberdeen. They now lie at the bottom of the ocean as trophies for those fiends. Both captains didn't make it out that night, and their logs and other effects are still below in lockboxes. I'd like for you to recover them for us. It would mean a lot to the crew members still around these parts.
I'd love to keep on going for the next quest while he finishes telling me about the quest. I absolutely love it. Very
I am
immersive.
honored
Playlands.
A sickness spreads across the Darkshore, gripping the minds and bodies of all it touches. The thistlebears have been hit the hardest by this plague. The once noble beasts are now an instrument of destruction, rabid and frenzied. I may have a cure for this ailment. Take this trap to the forest and lay it on the... Some of my brethren were rescued from a corrupt furbog in Teldrassil, and I vowed to stop any more atrocities before more of our kind are injured, or worse. I've seen a couple hints of corruption in Darkshore already, but I have yet to find any widespread signs. I think it would be logical if the investigation continued with the Furbolgs. Would you find one of their camps and return to me if you see any signs of corruption?
Farewell. Hail, young person. I am Alyssa Starbreeze, and it is my charge to protect Oberdeen from harm. To this end, I sent Balthuel Shadowstrike to observe the strange happenings around the Tower of Althalax to the northeast. It is past time that he should have returned. I worry that he has encountered some unforeseen danger in the forest. I would be most appreciative if you would find him and see that he is doing well.
These Westfall things, and maybe I'll do them later, but they were just so boring. I find Westfall such a boring thing. I think this one, the old church. I think this one is one of the new quests, so I'm gonna save that one. This is another thing about Total WoW. Yeah, so there's this whole thing right now where Total WoW and yeah, I'm actually gonna make a little video about this, so I might start recording in just a second. Oh, this one I actually can do it. This one, by the time I'm level 20, I'm gonna be somewhere else. I'm not gonna do this. Let me try some Wistful.
Hail, young person. I am Alyssa Starbreeze, and it is my charge to protect Oberdeen from harm. To this end, I sent Balthuel Shadowstrike to observe the strange happenings around the Tower of Althalax to the northeast. It is past time that he should have returned. I worry that he has encountered some unforeseen danger in the forest. I would be most appreciative if you would find him and see that he is doing well.
Nice.
Hey! Help me with my latest invention, the BuzzBox! You can talk to people far away! Maybe you've already seen them! They're boxes with levers on them! The only problem is they need constant maintenance. Each one suffers from a different problem, but I made a really smart decision. I placed each one near creatures that have the proper parts to fix that particular machine. Right now, BuzzBox 827 is on the Fritz. It's just south of Aberdeen, real close. It takes 6 crawler legs to fix it. I'll pay you cheap.
Oh my god, so many quests. I like it. Oh, that one, that last one is my favorite of that. I remember that one. That one's pretty cool.
Great to meet you.
I love crab. Crabs are the fruit of the sea. You can bake it, barbecue it, boil it, and broil it. They're pan-fried, deep-fried, and stir-fried. There's crab salad, crab soup, crab stew, pepper crab, lemon crab, whipper-root crab, and iron-forged surprise crab. That's about it. I'm here fishing right now, so I can't get any fine crab chunks. You can pick them out of reef crawlers and encrusted tide crawlers. You can make a lot with it. You can bake it, barbecue it, boil it. I love fishing.
That's when you say seafood in French.
My name is Gubba Blump. I fish. There's a kind of fish I like to catch around these parts called Darkshore grouper. I used to go out on a boat to fish for grouper.
We'll figure out if we're gonna fish or not.
In the aftermath of the battles at the Well of Eternity, I heard that Amatharan had been destroyed, its people dead, including my love, Anaya. I would never have thought, thousands of years later, that memories of Anaya would still haunt my dreams. Wandering the woods of Darkshore in a stupor, I found myself in the ruins of Ameth Aran, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved. She must be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed.
Well of eternity, Haran have been destroyed with the deck in my love Anaya, so I forgot what this quest was all about. I know she's dead, but and you have to free her, but why? The points of Ameth Aran. So much that I have. Oh my god, it's cool. I need to drop more quests. Quests. I'm probably not gonna go to Legshire, so I'm gonna turn it when I finish that other one.
In the aftermath of the battles at the Well of Eternity, I heard that Ameth Aran had been destroyed, its people dead, including my love, Anaya. I would never have thought, thousands of years later, that memories of Anaya would still haunt my dreams. Wandering the woods of Darkshore in a stupor, I found myself in the ruins of Ameth Aran, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved. She must be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed.
Finish that one, crawl it back. Why not? Whoa. Whoa, I think I'm stuck. No, not again. I need to call another Morlock. I'm gonna get so mad if you do that. Jesus. have to do anything, I just find it and that's it. So... Other quest, I'm not gonna do this one. And it's also a lower level one, so screw this quest, I'm not gonna do it. Smoke something. I don't like gnomes anyway, so. I think I gotta finish that one. Oh, because I think I gotta come back and finish 4 bolts.
Peace be with you. I hope the Murloc did not give you much trouble in collecting this for us. I will be sure to get this on the next hippogriff to Darnassus. The Temple of the Moon has given me some funds to hand out for assistance. Please have some with our thanks. Your success here emboldens me to offer you a chance to aid the Temple of the Moon further, if you are interested. That beached creature is not an isolated incident here in Darkshore. There are more along the coastline and even in the water. I would like for you to investigate another one that we know of. This one was reported to be in the water due west of Oberdeen, close to a sunken vessel. Return to me with anything that you may recover that would aid our research. Also, in your travels you may find other creatures. By all means, if you should discover anything, then please bring it to our attention.
Peace be with you. This is terrible news indeed, adventurer. With the fur bogs this close to Aberdeen, we will have to prepare ourselves for the inevitable. Thank you, adventurer. You've already proven adept at scouting our enemy, adventurer. Do you have what it takes to fight them as well? Not all adventurers prefer straightforward combat to the art of stealth and evasion. If you think you're up for the task, then the Furbog camp south of Aberdeen is currently the biggest threat to our people. You'll find some of the Blackwood tribe there.
Level 18.
Kill 8 Pathfinders and 5 Windtalkers and return to me here.
Go here. deal with this. All 13 should be fine. Need 5 of these. Maybe they fix the spawn point, because before you would kill one and then they would just spawn straight away. Oh, there he is. Well, it's a little bit like 5 seconds maybe. Okay. Ah, that's... Oh my god. That's so annoying. No. Uh-oh. Some people talking there, this. I wanna have enough mana. Oh my god. Thank god they helped me. Give her wisdom or something. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Oh, I just remembered something actually. I just I feel a little bit of like a little bit of a frame rate, like a frame rate drop, and I remember they told me that I have to go into the options here. I have to turn off these sync things, change your frame rate to some fraction of your monitor refresh rate. Enable these if you see excessive screen tearing in game. I think I have to do this off and then reload. I'm gonna try it. I'll be right back. Want to do that dusting? Want to do dusting? Wow. I don't know if that's how it's gonna be, but it feels way better. The other thing about Turtle WoW, a lot of people feel like maybe the server or the client is not that good, or maybe you're gonna have to go through a lot of hoops to get it to work, and it's not really. There's a few things that you have to do to fit it to your specs, but it's not like game breaking or anything like that. I remember the first time I played, everything it looked fat, the resolution was a little bit all over the place, and I was like, I thought I was playing like an illegal game or something like that, and I was actually just gonna give up on it. And then I realized you just have to go to the launcher and literally just click a couple of things there and it does everything automatically, and now it feels really good. And I think that actually just turning off the V-Sync really helped with this this little stutter that I had. I think some people told me like it's unplayable if you don't turn it off, and I forgot about it. I think that was my main problem, so that's pretty cool. Not fine there. I would ask her to invite me, but I think they're just leveling as mage. I'll get some music here real quick. And I'm just doing mobs. I always, like, whenever I'm just chilling and grinding mobs, I just do a little bit of lo-fi. It's like the most relaxing part of my day sometimes. Just grind this same layer over and over. See how long it takes to respawn. I saw someone on Reddit posting about how the High Elven zone felt like an end level zone, and I agree. There were like a lot of like high-end mobs, a lot of grouping up, a lot of like temples and stuff like that. Like things that you would usually see more towards the end. As I said, the vanilla starting zones are like pretty simple, pretty whatever. But this one felt really epic. Oh no, don't go and give me another mob over there. I hate when they do that, like I totally hate this so much. So anyway, so they were saying that, and I thought, yeah, that's true. And they were saying like, oh, I wish they would tune it down. I wish they would do this and that. And that's the thing, right? Like, at the same time, well, this was a hardcore player, because for some reason it seems that the hardcore players always want everything to fit to them. I don't know why. I mean, to each their own, but like, don't try to change the vision of the project because you're a hardcore. I respect it, and I think it's fun. I'm gonna try it at some point. But don't try to change the vision of a whole project because you want it to fit to you. And yeah, you would see like a lot of bodies like all over the place because it was like a high-end zone. But the interesting thing is that, is this mob gonna respawn? So the interesting thing is that The writing was just so good, and the zone itself was like nice. Like everything looked so cool. It was difficult. There was all these temples and whatnot. And I thought to myself, like the main thing was the writing, because as I said, everything is pretty basic on the regular vanilla quests. These ones were about poetry and about romance and about politics and a little bit about lore. I didn't find a lot of lore, but more like the overall writing. It was engaging. So when you find these players just complaining because the song was difficult or whatever, so on and so forth, and it's like the things that really matter, which is like the involvement in the lore, the making the zone epic with a bunch of like temples and whatnot. That's what really matters, you know. And if you wanna eliminate all of that, or like not see it because you just want something easy so you can do your hardcore challenge, that's what I'm telling you about the World of Warcraft community. It's like, just get your priorities right, you know, like, and literally just give say kudos to the developers who came up with such an interesting zone after so many years, and they're bringing to life the Classic Plus dream, to be honest. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about going through this new lore, because I realize that the writers, they're intelligent. They're intelligent people writing all of these things. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with the next zones. Like the level 30, level 40, level 60 zones. I think those are gonna be really interesting. Gotta make this spot to find us. Let's go this way. Oh, these are different mobs. 40% drop chance. I'll go back to the other zone later. Pendant. I always found this quest so interesting. You think Highborne? This pendant. I have to go underneath something. I think so. Is it there? Is it like a specific mob that drops it? Just... Oh, there she is! You have to wait for her soul or something. What is this? Is this guy in trouble? He just wants to... let's see. I'm just gonna follow her. Oh, she's undead. She's like a ghostly remnant, so she's undead. That's pretty cool. And sad at the same time. And there she is. Okay, I'm gonna kill this thing real quick. Let's see. Wait, don't steal her. What are you gonna do? Oh, I see. Finally, my soul may rest. Oh, dear Sir Land. You kinda just pull her out of her misery. She's like a ghost here. I'm wondering, because I know that this is just mobs and this is just like the zone, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool zone. So I wonder if they go deeper in who the hell are these Highborns? Are they elves? Are they... Is there something about a war going on here and like these are the remnants or something like that? I think I gotta do a lot of research about WoW's lore because I think it's a little bit interesting, but I have no idea. I came late to WoW's lore, and the game itself doesn't do a great job of explaining it, especially when you have the pressure of reaching max level and so on and so forth. Like when I played for the first time, I was actually reading through all the quests. I didn't know that questy existed, so I actually read all the quests and I was looking into who's who and what and why am I killing them and what exactly should I look, go east and then below the river you will find this and that. I kinda got a little bit involved into it, but I think with the add-ons and with the pressure of leveling up and whatnot, you kinda get lost and then everything is just a mob to you. 4 left to go. Right, what else is here? Vault of Ametteran. The tablets which tell of Ametteran and of its fall, then return to Sentinel. Tisha Moonblade in the Darkshore. I think I gotta get this quest. Maybe there will be some interesting lore in this thing. Oh, I remember, yeah, so you kinda just go around and you kill the ghosts and then you read the tablets, but I don't remember if you actually read them or you just loot them. Just figure it out.
To the east you will find the ruins of Ameth Aran. It is now inhabited by the restless spirits of the Highborne that once dwelt within its walls, but once it was a place where the servants of Ajara freely practiced their powerful magics.
Okay.
I was sent to explore the ruins and came across 2 large tablets scrawled with the stories of Ameth Aran and its fall. While I read the runes, I was accosted by the spirits and fled. Please, if you can, venture to the ruins and decipher the tablets in my place.
Oh, yeah. I just gotta Google it real quick. I gotta know who the Highborne are. Let's see if there's like a quick explanation on Google. Highborne, wow. Let's look for the elves. Night Elven. 10,000 years ago, the Highborne lived here in prosperity. We consider ourselves above the common ranks of the other night elves, okay, so they were like a specific section of the night elves, like an aristocracy, maybe, with our every need met by magic and wealth. We led life of indulgence and amusement and greed, Calderai spirit. Children, noble bird, Internation, the Calderai, the Highborne. Favors of the Queen of Shadow, Highborne were largest control the war, the ancients, and most of Highborne, who had allied with the demons and survived the war, were turned into satyrs or naga that allied with the Calderai resistance before the last battle of the war, found themselves south from Calendar and eventually became the High Elves of the Eastern Kingdoms. Oh, so these are ancient elves, like very, very ancient elves. And then they became what I'm playing now, which is a high elf. So it's like the Elder Scrolls lore. They made pacts with the demons to win this War of the Ancients. Now another thing that I have to Google at some point. I think I should listen to lore bits while I get these mobs. I might do that a little bit later. I'm just gonna write like topics that I need to learn. So this is the War of the Ancients, the Highborne. See if I can figure things out later on. Especially since the new WoW, the Midnight thing is gonna be about elves, high elves and the light. It looked pretty cool, to be honest. As I said, I don't want to know anything about retail, but it looked pretty cool. I'm probably gonna have to resub and go through it, even though I've been disappointed many times by World of Warcraft. Now we have the High Elves, which I'm playing, and I know for sure that the Total WoW developers are gonna bring a High Elf expansion in 2026. So that's gonna be really interesting. So it's all about elves and the light for the next 2 years in World of Warcraft. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about it. I am really looking forward to keep going on beyond the lore with the elves, because I think the elves in real mythology, I was talking the other day about how there's this Gimli place, this whole of Asgard, where these elves are actually from in Nordic mythology, which correlates and connects to the angels in the Christian. Not only the angels were like, would you stop my mob? This is not only the angels, but like all these ethereal beings, from fairies to, even if you go into modern sci-fi, more like the aliens and whatnot, everything ties together. So the actual backstory of the elves is even cooler than most people think. I really want to go into that. I'm gonna, so as I said, I do a lot of research into the afterlife, outer states of consciousness and whatnot. And I did a whole full in-depth thing about the elves and the lore of the elves, and it ties with the Celtic religions and what they thought of as fairies, and it ties with, as I said, this idea of Gimli in Asgard, which were the light elves. They were not high elves, they were light, they were made of light. This idea of people meaning light beings when they die and they go into a near-death experience, or when they go get high on psychedelics and whatnot. It's all tied together. And I'm not even gonna go into the whole UFO alien phenomenon, but there's something in there as well. So I find this whole thing very, very interesting. I welcome very much any lore that has to do with the elves, because I'm gonna use it for my IRL work at some point. Oh yeah, you can see the ears on the, I mean, if you focus really hard, you see that they have large ears and not large other things. Oh man, the original WoW, let's say. If you focus on the ears, you realize they have large ears. It's very much like the illustration that I just saw. Like I never even realized that these banshees were actually elves until now, and until I watched the illustration. Now that I just googled it, I finally decided to Google who were the Highborne, Yeah, I guess the moral of the story is don't deal with the demons because you might end up cursed or becoming a satyr or a naga. Let's see, I need 2 more. Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah. Come on. I just hate how WoW is basically gambling. Like you just literally, you just gambler and you're just looking for that next little hit of randomly generated things that they're gonna drop. Oh, 1 more. What is this blue thing here? Oh, I totally forgot that I was looking for these tablets. Oh man, now we have to kill a bunch of these. Here's what it is. I think if I can actually read them, it would be interesting. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god, well, I was gonna read it, but I know the other new dog, goobies, dodo, tala. I have no idea what it says here. I wish that you could like actually page 3 like why? I mean, just you're gonna delay of Ahmed Aran. Interesting. Okay, so I have found this one. There should be another one somewhere on there. Did I get this one completely? Alrighty, where's the other one? It's right here, the suit. Interesting. I guess this is the ancient elven language of sorts. Looks very cool. Reminds me of this UFO ball that we found. Oh yeah, that's not what I'm gonna translate this. No. It's definitely feeling so much better. So I make this short sometimes because sometimes I keep this these little shorts for another channel that I have where it's more about gaming. Like this one I want to focus 100% on the lore, and then I do a little bit of gaming. So I know that a lot of people turn from Total WoW because they feel like, oh, it's gonna look horrible and it's gonna be slow, and if I am playing in North America, it's gonna have a lot of latency and whatnot. And as I said, I was just suffering from this sort of like lag. It's like a whole second that sometimes you loot and it takes a 1 second to do it, but it's more like a frame drops it. So right now it's 125 ms, even though it's a little bit higher than usual. Usual is 100 ms. But it feels very smooth. It feels really good, and all I had to do was going to the options here. You go to video options, you turn this off, vertical sync, synchronize your frame rate, especially with you. I think this is especially if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. So just make sure this is off if your game is a little bit laggy. And even though I'm 125 ms, it feels really smooth. There's like no stuttering or anything, because I was definitely dealing with that, but I thought it was maybe because I was streaming or because I was doing some recording and so on and so forth. No, it's mainly because of that. So just turn up VSync, see if it's better. And I get a little clip going, and then I can post it in my other channel because I really want people to try Total WoW. So I said, it's more than anything, it's the lore, the creativity that they're bringing forward. I find it really cool. Oh, actually, I can do this quest over here. No. Oh, I remember these quests. I think you have to get posts or something. Oh my god, no. Oh, there's level 15. I'm totally done. Well, I need to make a macro that says whelp. She's bear, I can deal with bear. You run into strangers in the woods. You prefer to be a bear or an elf? Just a rabbit thistle bear.
We have few records from the time around the War of the Ancients, especially near the destruction of the Well of Eternity. Given the upheaval and cataclysmic events that were taking place, it is no big surprise. Thank you, adventurer. With your help, my work here is finished, and I will be able to deliver a full report to the Circle.
Alright, so I'm gonna write it. I'm at Iran. And what is it? The Well of Eternity. War of the Ancients. Okay, so next time that I have to like farm some mobs, I'm literally just gonna Google this. I think I'm gonna listen to it. Screw it.
Good luck.
Let me just get these 4 bolts over here, and then I'm gonna go back to turn in some quests. Either, yes. Here it comes here, very. One more. One more. Come on. Oh, two more. Oh no. Can I survive this? Oh my god, they kind of hit harder than they should. That's the thing, I freak out. This way I could never do hardcore. I just kind of... Oh my god, I got 60. I'm done. Nope, nope. It's like that. And then I just run away. Hopefully. Oh, thank god. He came to my aid. Yo. Oh my god, he actually told me that was pretty cool of him. Not this little... This is one of the reasons why I really like World of Warcraft. Classic especially. Well, mainly. You have these little interactions where people just kind of just help you out of nowhere. And it does feel like... You know, you got a lot of these solo MMO players. Let me give him some wisdom. Thank you, friend. Bow. Did you get this solo MMO players who say, oh, well, I don't really like to play with people, but I like when people are around me, or I like to be in a world where, you know, like I feel like people are around me, and you don't really feel that with a lot of MMOs. But with classic World of Warcraft, when you get these interactions where you're kind of screwed and it's gonna be extremely inconvenient to die and then come back to your body and do the whole thing and have to repair your items and whatnot, and you get help from someone like that, it truly makes you feel like you're playing with people around you, you know what I mean? I always find that really cool. I don't think that any other MMO really catches that. Like, yeah, sure, you play Lost Worlds Online and some of the other ones, and you see people like running and people typing, but it hits different in classic World of Warcraft. Come on, one more, just more real quick. Let's just see, maybe this. Yes. It's night and day. Oh, yes, look at this. Oh, this is just so cool. Look at this environment. Absolutely fantastic. I was reading about the lore and how there's this ashy feeling to it, and you smell the rock salt coming from the sea and whatnot. So it's just trying to go with that theme for Darkshore. That's really cool.
Although the coast of Darkshore is more dangerous than that of Teldrassil, many fishers find profit here.
Goddess, watch over you.
I'm listening. Wash the blood from your garments, adventurer, and do not mourn what you had to do. Instead, give thanks. You have lessened the threat to our people in Aberdeen, even if Darkshore is still in jeopardy from the effects of fell moss.
What's happening? Consider my friend. Which master of Bolkar? What's happening here? UK, bro. Tell me what happened, Greenclaw. Druid seems to understand the bear. Try to find something to help your master go back, and he roars in acknowledgement. You're interested? Speak with me further. Okay. Sure.
Adventurer, your skills have already helped me in my endeavor. Could I impose on you again to help Grimclaw and his master Volkor? In addition, I can craft you a magical cloak that will allow you to walk unhindered by Darkshore's creatures while you look for him. To create the cloak, I'll need 5 fine Moonstalker pelts from a Moonstalker sire or matriarch to have enough material. The cats can be found near Wild Bend River to the south, or even farther south near Ashenvale.
I think it's bugged. Maybe. Oh, there are some that they don't do, I think.
Your scouting of the Furbog camp is information that Thunderous Windweaver should be made aware of. He graciously serves as the Elder of Aberdeen, offering sage and just stewardship of the day-to-day affairs of the village. Please, share with him your findings to date on the Furbog situation. I believe he has some ideas of his own on the reasons behind their corruption. Perhaps you can work with him to enact a plan to restore the balance of nature here.
Okay.
Farewell.
Oh, tent going down in Aberdeen. Yes. Where I want this tent. Okay, man. Oh, nice. Tentaroni. Basically, the tent here.
I am grateful.
Basically, it's just very much like SOD, this is no discovery, there's this tent. And I googled it how to make it, and I think it's a little bit complicated to make it, so I think I'm gonna wait until I'm next level. Basically, you start getting arrested XP. Doesn't tell you like in SOD it was like 3 minutes where you had to be like in the sleeping bag or something. But here, it's like 10 minutes, a little bit longer. But this is the same thing, it gives you like a bunch of XP and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep on questing here and probably go north here. Get the find crab chunks. 15 to 17, I don't know. What level am I? 16. 15 about hit 16. I could do this. I do kind of want to be 18, so I do this quest. This quest. No, which quest? I don't know if I even have to do anything here, but I remember the Paladin quest in SOD was around here. It was so hard. Like, we had to like do some really meme stuff to get the ore from the Paladins. That's what I'm not gonna do right now. This one's the same as this one. I want to do this too real quick. I'll do this too. I'm gonna do this one as well. I'm gonna go east, north, south, like a little triangle here. I think it's a great time to check the Well of Eternity lore. Wow. Lore.
In the heart of ancient Kalimdor, where the world's mysteries were as abundant as its lush landscapes, a tale of epic proportions began. It was a time of great conflict and extraordinary discovery, as the dark trolls unearthed the Well of Eternity, a source of boundless power. Little did they know that their actions would set in motion a chain of events that would shape the destiny of Azeroth. As we journey through the annals of history, we'll uncover the stories of iconic figures like Queen Ashera, the Night Elf twins Malfurion and Illidan, and the noble priestess Tyrande Whisperwind. Join us as we delve into the War of the Ancients and sit back because today's episode starts right now. In the time before the great conflict with the Akir, the troll tribes laid claim to vast stretches of Kalimdor. Among these tribes, the Gurubashi and the Amani were notorious for their battles over hunting grounds and territory. However, there was one tribe that paid no heed to these disputes for land and power. They were known as the Dark Trolls, dwelling in a network of deep caverns beneath the mighty Mount Hyjal. These mysterious beings shunned the light of day, emerging from their subterranean abodes only under the shroud of night. As time passed, the nocturnal existence of the Dark Trolls left its mark, turning their once blue skin into varying shades of gray. The Dark Trolls cherished their independence from greater troll society, and they largely ignored the activities of other tribes. Unlike the Gurubashi and the Amani, their hearts longed for a serene connection to the natural world. The Dark Troll mystics sought ways to commune with the land, aspiring to live in harmony with it. Over time, many of them embarked on a journey towards the heart of Kalimdor, where they roamed the intricate groves, crossing paths with elusive fairy dragons, chimeras, and gentle dryads. It was there, in the depths of the continent, that they stumbled upon a colossal lake shimmering with otherworldly energies, a lake they would later come to call the Well of Eternity.
Getting me.
Enchanted by their discovery,
Getting me some minor
the Dark
potions.
Trolls settled along the shores of the Well of Eternity. Across generations, the energies emanating from the lake infused their very beings, transforming them into highly intelligent and nearly immortal beings. The trolls of old gradually abandoned their age-old customs and beliefs. Their hearts longed for a serene connection to the natural world. The Dark Troll mystics sought ways to commune with the land, aspiring to live in harmony with it. Over time, many of them embarked on a journey towards the heart of Kalimdor, where they roamed the intricate groves, crossing paths with elusive fairy dragons, chimeras, and gentle dryads. It was there, in the depths of the continent, that they stumbled upon a colossal lake shimmering with otherworldly energies, a lake they would later come to call the Well of Eternity. Enchanted by their discovery, the Dark Trolls settled along the shores of the Well of Eternity. Across generations, the energies emanating from the lake infused their very beings, transforming them into highly intelligent and nearly immortal beings. The trolls of old gradually abandoned their age-old customs and beliefs. The mystics of the tribe turned their reverence to the moon goddess, Elune, whom they believed was bound to the Well of Eternity itself.
Okay.
They claimed that Elune slumbered within the depths of the fount during the daylight hours. In their newfound understanding, the former trolls unearthed the name Kalimdor and other ancient Titan-forged words through communion with the Loon and by investigating curious artifacts scattered around the wall's surroundings. Influenced by this fresh knowledge, they christened themselves Caldo Rey, meaning children of the stars, or simply night elves. As the trees, flowers, and woodland creatures silently observed, they whispered tidings of the night elves flourishing to the wild gods of Hyjal. Among these divine beings, the demigod Cenarius took a particular interest in these newcomers who resided by the shores of the Well of Eternity. The night elves would claim he was the son of the great white stag, Malorn, and Elune herself. Cenarius held the night elves in high regard and believed in their potential to become devoted stewards of nature. He befriended the emerging race and imparted his wisdom about the natural world, nurturing the hope that they would live in harmony with the wilds. For many centuries, the night elves heeded Cenarius's teachings. They constructed an elegant society around the Well of Eternity, with their capital, Elundris, meaning the Eye of Elune, nestled on the shores of the potent fount. Their bonds with the surrounding woodlands and their myriad inhabitants deepened. Cenarius guided them when necessary, gratified by the wisdom and benevolence that dwelled within their hearts. As time passed, many among the night elves yearned for a different path. These individuals became consumed by the desire to unlock the arcane secrets of the Well of Eternity. They delved into the study of the fount's mystical energies, becoming accomplished sorcerers in the process. The arcane powers of the lake fueled their ambitions, leading to the construction of magnificent temples and roadways surrounding it. Magic became an inseparable part of their lives, and the pursuit of knowledge and power became the driving force of their culture. It was during this era of unprecedented growth that the Night Elf's most prolific leader came to power. Her name was Queen Ashera, and through her unbridled ambition, she would elevate her people to extraordinary new heights and sow the seeds of their destruction. Beautiful and wise beyond her years, Queen Ashera embodied the most coveted traits of her people. She indulged in the enchanting arts of sorcery and erected a resplendent palace adorned with gleaming gems upon the shores of the Well of Eternity. Within this grand citadel, the most influential nobles, who came to be known as the Qualdo Rey, or Highborne, answered her every command. The Highborne were an exceptionally gifted and ambitious coterie of sorcerers. Some, like the devoted Lady Vash, served as the Queen's loyal handmaidens, while others, such as the wise Lord Xavius, offered counsel on matters of governance. Regardless of their specific roles, all the Highborne occupied the upper echelons of Night Elf society. Their belief in their own superiority over their brethren of lower birth ignited the ire of the lower-born Night Elves. This disdain did not extend to Queen Ashera. Though she hailed from the loftiest noble lineage, Night Elves from all walks of life adored her. They were so enamored by their queen that they renamed their magnificent capital Zinashari, signifying the glory of Ashera in her honor. Under the reign of Ashera, the Night Elf civilization burgeoned into an expansive empire, a dreamlike realm of gilded spires, sprawling cities, and other wonders unmatched even in the contemporary age. Networks of radiant causeways, bathed in the silvery light of Elune, extended to the far reaches of Kalimdor. At Ashara's behest, expeditionary forces embarked on exploratory missions across the world, expanding the Empire's frontiers. These expeditions often returned with exotic flora and fauna, along with tales of the legendary dragonflights that ruled the world's apex. They founded numerous outposts and repositories, such as Chandril in the frosty northern woods of Moonsong, then Malor in the verdant central wilderness, later known as the Barrens, and Eldrathalas in the southern jungles of Feralas. Queen Ashera herself directed the construction of a magnificent temple to Elune, a sprawling expanse of gem-studded bridges and effervescent lakes at Kalimdor's western edge. Once completed, she bestowed upon this mesmerizing site the name Lat Harlazal, signifying seat of the sky. Not since the ancient Black Empire had there been such a vast dominion in size and scope. The immense influence Ashera wielded over the world and its denizens exceeded even the most audacious aspirations of power. Nevertheless, there was one place that Ashera and her forces deliberately steered clear of: Mount Hyjal. The spirits and demigods who inhabited the Sylvan Woods deeply unsettled the queen. She felt that Hyjal was somehow beyond her reach, a realm suffused with primeval magic, an untamed and unyielding land that stood in stark contrast to her vision of a new Kalimdor. Publicly, Ashera imposed a ban on expansion into Hyjal in deference to the ancient kinship between the Night Elves and the forests. In truth, she loathed the mountain and the harmony it represented. Cenarius, who was well aware of Ashera's sentiments regarding Hyjal, watched with growing unease as the Night Elf Empire expanded. With each passing year, he grew increasingly troubled by the arrogance and reckless actions of the sorceress Highborne. While the majority of Night Elf society remained committed to venerating the natural world, Cenarius understood that they held no sway over Ashera and her haughty followers. As time advanced, the Night Elves began to shun diplomacy and largely disregarded the other cultures of Azeroth. Ashera's unwavering beliefs in racial purity seeped into the collective psyche of the Night Elves, breeding an environment fraught with xenophobia. Only the openly hostile troll nations drew the full attention of the elves. Sporadic skirmishes flared up between the two sides, but each time, the trolls faltered before the destructive magics wielded by the Night Elves. However, Ashera cared little for conquest. In her eyes, the trolls were a minor annoyance, driven by primitive and unenlightened minds. Ultimately, she struck an accord with the Zandalar tribe, which held sway over all other trolls. In exchange for ceasing their incursions into Night Elf territory, the Zandalari were granted the sacred Zandalar Mountains, south of the Well of Eternity by Ashera's benevolence. The trolls accepted this arrangement grudgingly, aware of their inability to contend with the Night Elves' arcane might. This humiliating acquiescence sowed the seeds of deep-seated resentment among the trolls, a bitter enmity that would endure for generations. With the trolls no longer posing a threat, Ashera continued to expand her dominion. Even as she did so, she devoted more time to her palace, fixating on the Well of Eternity and its arcane enigmas.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That the
What
Night
about the
Elves
Well of
had
Eternity?
merely scratched the surface of the Fount's power. She urged the Highborne to delve deeper into the Well's depths, to broaden their knowledge and strive for new pinnacles of cultural and technological advancement. Their reckless experiments sent waves of magic rippling through the twisting nether, attracting the demonic denizens of that realm.
Oh.
Like moths drawn to a flame, these entities converged on the irresistible font of power. It was only a matter of time before Sargeras and the Burning Legion took notice. At long last, Sargeras had discovered the whereabouts of Azeroth, the fabled world soul. Without hesitation, he gathered his boundless fury and his formidable demonic hordes, setting his malevolent gaze upon the distant world. All that remained was for Sargeras to find a means to reach Azeroth. Amid the relentless experiments on the Well of Eternity by the Highborne, a young night elf named Malfurion Stormrage honed his connection to the natural world.
Really interesting.
Guided by the wisdom of Cenarius, he had become the first mortal druid on Azeroth. Malfurion displayed remarkable progress in his studies, and he often roamed the forests of Mount Hyjal. Cenarius derived great satisfaction from
Damn
Malfurion's
cats.
advancement. He had sensed the exceptional potential within his student from the moment the Night Elf spirit first ventured into the Emerald Dream. Cenarius harbored hopes that Malfurion would spread the teaching.
I'm gonna continue this in just a second. I do want to finish it. I'll finish it while I walk to the next quest. I just want to turn in these 2 quests. Where is it? So there's something about this Well of Eternity where the demons felt attracted to it, and was she saying that's this Sargera's being? He learned about it, he felt about it. Something about Twisted Nether, so it's part of this whole thing about diamonds. I'm just gonna subscribe because this is actually pretty cool, and I really like how she just, in a very mellow voice, she just kind of tells you about the whole thing. Pretty cool stuff. I'll continue this in just a second. I'm gonna turn in this. This actually is one of my favorite quests. I'm gonna make sure that I got all my I turned the quest while I have 150% XP. So this is 2.5. So it's 2.5 regular experience. This is why if you get the tent and everything, you're really gonna level up really fast. Oh, there it is. This should be so cruel as to permit us only. So they just turned the quest and now they're gone. they're like, I don't care. I got a quest, bro. Time is money. XP per hour. This whole theatric thing, it kind of just goes. I kind of want to do it. I caught it in the middle of it, so I don't want to see it. They just kind of do it. It's so funny. The thing about MMOs, like they just do it over and over and over. Like every single time a player turns in the quest, it's like, just do it. It's so funny, just talking their own little. When a great sorrow in my heart, I followed the Shandu storm raging to hibernation and took my sorrow to my dreams, sleeping for the passing of thousands of years.
Thank you, adventurer. Perhaps it would have been better if I had done it myself. But even after these thousands of years, I couldn't bear to raise my hand against my beloved. Please, I would be alone with my grief.
Interesting. Well, of course. I think, are they immortal? I don't even know if the Night Elves are immortal.
Be careful.
Now, do my eyes deceive me? Is it really June? And I'm alive, but I'm sure that our love reunited. 1,000 years apart, you hate me, my love, that I was forced to destroy your living form. I did not trouble you, you have freed me from slavery. Even in this must because shown the ties that bind me to this world weaken and pull me away, and then she fades a little bit. My eyes deceive me, is it really you? I can actually take this with you on the lore. Okay, kinda messed up. Know that I love you always. Okay, so somebody turned in the quest and now it's doing it another time and now she's gone. Yeah, that's hilarious. So they do it again. Now she's gonna do it again, it's gonna reset. Oh, now you don't leave me, please. And then again, and now they're gone. Ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody got time to appreciate the right. I mean, they've seen it before. We've seen this, so they just keep going and overlapping the. It kind of be cut short because every time a player comes here, it just keeps going and going. So, I guess that's good for them in a sense. It's pretty cool how she starts fading when she says the binding to this world kinda is fading, so I need to go. So you kill her somehow, and then I don't know, it breaks the curse or whatever, and now she's able to go raz. So he couldn't do it. It's just actually a pretty cool story if you think about it. It's quite romantic, and this is something that I really liked about the turtle. I mean, this is an original vanilla quest, but in the in Turtle WoW, in the first zone, the High Elven zone, there's a lot of these themes of romantic love and so on and so forth. Yeah, as I said, you literally don't see this anymore. Like this quest, of course, is from 2004, so you would see it in the past. But today, stories of romance and stuff like that, they're just not in media anymore because it's patriarchal or whatever you may call it, or you go into meninist and the feminist and then whatnot, and it's a mess. And the real tragedy, like I don't care about their dramas, the real tragedy is that you reduce the human experience by cutting off something like the traditional romantic stories. But anyway, I'm just trying in this quest, and then maybe I can go a little bit beyond the road with this quest. Oh, it's with this guy, with this shirtless guy in the... That's a lot of music. I'm learning a lot about the elves. Because the night elves kind of seem very different from the traditional elves, and I never really went into their story, but they seem to be pretty cool actually as well. I guess there's some sort of like a cousin of the High Elves, so kind of cool to know their story as well.
Peace be with you. Well met, adventurer. Your scouting of the Fur Bog situation comes at a fortuitous time for us in Aberdeen. For some time we have dealt with not only forest dwellers who are now openly hostile to our presence, but also the outright corruption of the forest itself. The Cliffspring River has begun turning foul and corrupted. It empties into the Mist's Edge, and I fear the wash will affect Aberdeen soon. I suspect the Blackwood Furbogs upriver are the cause of the taint, but I also suspect that they aren't the true root of it. Take this sampling tube and go to the mouth of the river to our north. Proceed inland to the first waterfall, and draw a sample from it.
It's gonna be okay. I turn it in. And I get the other one. The tools of their own doing could have been destroyed, and the cataclysm that destroyed our world. Nonetheless, we must do what we can to ensure that the horrors of our past are not repeated in the future. Okay?
Though it is surely a figment of my imagination, I feel as though I can almost feel the taint of foul, highborn magic upon them. I will have these destroyed, so that their long dormant evil might never be released again.
Okay, so this was more deep hardcore. Oh no. I don't think I can help the hardcore guys. I kinda wanted to do that quest. What level is it? Level... Oh man, okay. You are on the squads, but this is just hardcore, so I kinda get it why they wander on server, but I don't think like yeah, I guess they wanna do hardcore with the better tools of Total WoW. But like that's not the point of Total WoW. Why don't you just do hardcore in like the official Blizzard servers? I guess it is what it is. So anyway, the first time that I did this quest for Anaya, I thought it was one of the coolest quests there. Everything that has to do with like freeing the souls of the dead or the ones who are cursed to the land. I find it always very interesting because that's literally what a paladin does, just helping the spirits get back to the light. And she's saying like the binding to this world is fading. Now I have to go away. It's gonna be cut short. So I don't know why killing her does that. I think you remove an amulet and it's the amulet that keeps her here, something of that nature. But again, just like that quest where you kill the spider and then a loon sort of cleanses her soul and brings her reborn anew, and you see like the ghostly aura of it's like, and I've been talking about dimensions in this channel, and I do a lot of research on dimensions and so on and so forth. There literally seems to be, just like when you die in World of Warcraft, and there is actually former NASA physicist. His name is Tom Campbell. If anybody catches this video, if I make a short of this, Google Tom Campbell. He's a former NASA physicist, and he is part of the he used to be part of the Monroe Institute. So that whole, I bet a lot of people have seen this CIA document that says that we're living in a hologram. He was part of the whole thing. And he talks about World of Warcraft a lot, actually. He always uses the idea of World of Warcraft to explain consciousness. And he says when you run in World of Warcraft and you are your elf, and you log in into World of Warcraft, and your consciousness is transferred into your character in World of Warcraft. So who are you? Are you the person behind the screen, or are you the elf in the World of Warcraft? It doesn't matter. For the elf is alive, and the elf is conscious, the elf is you, but the elf doesn't even know that he is being played from a different source. It's the same with how real life works. Here is the same, because you are literally, our bodies seem to be these computers, and our brains seem to be the highest, most advanced quantum computer ever created. And there actually have been studies which have, as I said, everything that I say here, like when I go into these crazy tangents that I talk about when talking about the lore in this channel, everything that I say, I back it up. This is literally what I do in real life. All my books are about putting up all of the science and putting it related to the other states of consciousness, like near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, psychedelics, so on and so forth. But now I do a lot of study into the lore, because the lore and mythologies and ancient religions, they tie into all of these because they knew what was going on. When you think about Buddhism, when you think about all of these things, and even the more ancient religions like Manichaeism, they knew exactly what was going on. So, and then what we have today as lore is basically a representation of that. So, look at the line. Nice. Do I loot it or just kind of just click it? I guess you just kind of click it. But anyway, that's what I do in real life. So he talks about this, how consciousness works. So he says that literally is what happens. So it's the dimensions, right? So the elf is in a dimension inside the server of World of Warcraft, and me as Baelicious, like me, the person who is actually talking, I am in a different frame set of reality. I'm in a different dimension, but it's the same. It's just different frames of reality, and this is how it works. So we have this idea, which shows in our lores and everything, that when we die, we become this ghostly thing, which is basically, like she says, she's tethered into the world somehow. Something keeps you. And now when you do a lot of research of the haunted, like, so I do research on all the states of consciousness, near-death experiences, so on and so forth, but also I do a lot of research on the paranormal. So there's this whole concept of hauntings and haunted houses and so on and so forth. It's not what people think, but it is a real phenomenon. It's actually sort of like the energy, the essence that is left over of a human being. So, oh man, it's just so deep. I don't think I'm gonna be able to explain it, but I'm gonna try. So basically, as we're living these different frame sets of reality, and it's quite interesting because even in Shadowlands, which is one of the worst expansions of World of Warcraft, it is explained in the Shadowlands, and it's kind of true, to be honest. The whole idea that there is this, everything is recorded. When you do the Kyrian zone in Shadowlands, they talk about this, how everything is sort of recorded, and it goes into a database, because the Kyrian in Shadowlands, they kind of get their mind deleted. So it's pretty cool in the initial zone, where I really enjoyed Shadowlands. It's in a weird turn of events, it's one of the best expansions that I've actually played. So the idea is that the Kyrian go into this heavenly place. I don't remember what it was called, but it actually, all their memories become deleted. And the whole theme there is that feels like something very bad, like something evil in a sense. So there's this idea of the Archon, which is the negative angel. But is she negative, or is she doing part of the, I mean, that's a part of the duality of the lore within the expansion. But this whole idea is that they have their memories deleted, so they become these blank slates, which are the Kyrian. But in reality, all their memories are being stored with the Arbiter or something like that in the lore of World of Warcraft. And in reality, it seems to work in the same way. Everything kind of remains somewhere. It's information. This is what Tom Campbell says when he starts talking about World of Warcraft. Everything is information. So we are individuated units of consciousness, which are like a specific being. So I am the same being as my elf in World of Warcraft. Everything is part of the same thing. We're just in different frames of reality. So in Hauntings, what happens is that a fragment of this individuated unit of consciousness remains in a frame set of reality in a specific dimension. Let's say a house where that person inhabited. So the actions that this person would do, like going every morning and drinking coffee or doing things, so on and so forth, they remain the essence of those actions. But it's not like the person is really there. It's not like the ghost is actually there. It's just an aspect of it. And it goes into the idea, the omnipotence idea, that souls can do different things and be in different places. It ties into things like that. It seems to be a real phenomenon. Yeah, this is some research that I have to keep on doing forward. But like, a ghost can exist and haunt a place, like the mobs in World of Warcraft, where they kind of just roam around. And at the same time, the same individual ghost exists in different dimensions, just like my elf Baelicious exists here, and I, who is talking, is in a physical place behind a desk at a computer. At the same time, my real soul, if you want to call it that, seems to exist in a different place and is tethered to my brain. And so the line continues, and it's different frames already. So in the Hauntings, what they are saying is that it's just an aspect of this individual that remains there. So it's not that the ghost is actually always drinking coffee at the same time, and it's that ghost that we need to liberate. I mean, yes, we do need to liberate this, goes deeper into exorcisms and whatnot, but it's just an aspect of it. It's just a memory of it. It's just a data. It's just consciousness. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish it right there. But if anybody ever catches this, and I might make shorts of all of this, I don't know. Google Tom Campbell, TomCampbell, Tom Campbell, former NASA physicist Tom Campbell. He has a book. His book is My Big Toe, which is actually my big theory of everything. So he participated in projects with the Monroe Institute, as I said. And he's a guy who is a physicist, and he says that he's able to, like, at any point just exit his consciousness and go into the realm of the non-physical. Like, he literally says that. And he's a man of science and so on and so on. And there are many like him, so this is why I do all this research. Cool, and pretty interesting stuff. Oh, that was a tangent, eh? Okay, Asterion.
To what could I possibly owe the exceedingly special honor of a person such as yourself as company? Truly it says much of my current companions, with no offense to my hosts, the noble Grells and Satyrs, that your presence could be considered an improvement. But please do not let my uncivil tongue drive you from the place. It has indeed been many years, decades even, since I had civil accompaniment.
Oh, yeah, I read about this, guys. It's that blue aura that keeps the demons away for some reason. Well, to my host, the noble Grells, and so he is venerating them somehow. Your presence could be considered an improvement. Okay.
If I were to relate the story of my life, I have no doubt it would surpass the limits of your patience. Let us say that mine has been a long and painful life.
They do live like thousands
this
of years,
spectral form is perhaps the worst torment of all. I am held
he's a
here
spectre
by
as well.
the means of magic.
Fitting.
Though my words may seem disingenuous, I assure you I would be grateful beyond words if you would help me find the means of my imprisonment. A seal binds me, and by examining the earpieces of the sprites and grells, I may find a trace of it.
Seal binds me. Okay, so I can continue with the little actually, while I kill the girls, I might do it. Now, just real quick, just to, in case I make a video out of this, I'm just gonna put the clip together. So, a seal binds me, and in the case of Anaya, that night elf as well, that lady night elf, it was a pendant or something of that nature. So, this idea that a physical item binds them, a physical item which was important to these people. And when you think about, in funerary rites and whatnot, they use, in ancient funerary rites, when they would get the warriors and bury them with their swords or items that they believe they were interested, even in like regular funerary rites, like if somebody cared about football, they would bury them with a football in her, like a ball, like a football in her in his grave or whatever. This is a real thing, and these dolls bind these souls to the earth. This is why it's important to let them go. Oh my god, I forgot his name. There's a neuropsychologist who studies the parting of life and so on and so forth, and he does a lot of research as well into other states of consciousness. He says this, that people, when hospice workers, people who are about to pass on to the other side, and they go into these clinics where they are being held with religion and even other themes, they always say that they see their family members who have passed away before they pass away. It's the real theme, and the theme is always to let go, because it's important to let go. If they have, in these stories of hauntings as well, one of the reasons why these souls stay in place is because they are attached to the let's say vices of the world, or the things that you can do in the flesh in the world. So let's say that a person who is a drunk passes away, he remains around the areas where there are other drunks, where there are other people who drink, so on and so forth. This is why some of these places sometimes seem to be haunted. There is this binding interaction. It seems to be a real thing in the real research of hauntings, if you may. What am I even doing? Man, this is the thing, like I get lost in the lore and my XP per hour gets completely messed up. I'm gonna have to run some dungeons in the weekend. Okay, what am I even doing here? Basharan, Grell earring. Okay, so why do I need the But it means magic to my words means I show you grateful for the words, it still binds me. I'm excited the earpiece of the spark here, so it's just I don't know. So it's not his seal, he's bound in there by the Grells. Okay, interesting. Right, this is a great time to maybe see if I can finish that video about the Wall of Eternity. Get some Grells.
Teachings of druidism among the night elves, guiding them
But music's it's not overstimulated here.
back to their harmonious roots. However, Ashera and her followers remained impervious to this transformation. Unknown to the broader Night Elf society, the Highborne had initiated communication with Sargeras. The fallen titan aimed to employ the sorcerers and their formidable magic to expedite the Legion's arrival on Hazaroth. Lacking a suitable gateway, Sargeras knew that reaching the world would take considerable time. Much as he had manipulated the Eridar on Argus, Sargeras reached out to the Highborne and capitalized on their arrogance. Lord Xavius was the first of the Highborne to hear Sargeras' summons.
Oh no, it's much
The power-hungry Xavius.
It says much second. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this up, and I'm actually gonna lower the master so I can listen to it. Oh, let's do. Yeah, maybe a little bit less even.
swiftly brought Sargeras to Ashar's attention.
Still
The
this whole
fallen
chapter,
titan,
so we kind of...
without hesitation, he gathered his boundless fury and his formidable demonic hordes, setting his malevolent gaze upon the distant world. All that remained was for Sargeras to find a means to reach Azeroth. Amid the relentless experiments on the Well of Eternity by the Highborne, a young night elf named Malfurion Stormrage found his connection to the natural world.
Darn it.
Guided by the wisdom of Cenarius, he had become the first mortal druid on Azeroth. Malfurion displayed remarkable progress in his studies, and he often roamed the forests of Mount Hyjal. Cenarius derived great satisfaction from Malfurion's advancement. He had sensed the exceptional potential within his student from the moment the Night Elf spirit first ventured into the Emerald Dream. Cenarius harbored hopes that Malfurion would spread the teachings of Druidism among the Night Elves, guiding them back to their harmonious roots. However, Ashera and her followers remained impervious to this transformation. Unknown to the broader Night Elf society, the Highborne had initiated communication with Sargeras. The fallen titan aimed to employ the sorcerers and their formidable magic to expedite the Legion's arrival on Azeroth. Lacking a suitable gateway, Sargeras knew that reaching the world would take considerable time. Much as he had manipulated the Eridar on Argus, Sargeras reached out to the Highborne and capitalized on their arrogance. Lord Xavius was the first of the Highborne to hear Sargeras' summons. The power-hungry Xavius swiftly brought Sargeras to Ashar's attention. The fallen titan pledged to bestow upon the Night Elf Queen and her followers unimaginable power, enabling them to reshape Kalimdor into a paradise. Sargeras asked only that Ashera and her followers summon his agents into Azeroth, who would then bestow the Highborne with this power. Enthralled by Sargeras' might, Ashera and her Highborne harnessed the energies of the Well of Eternity to bring the Legion's minions into Azeroth. Waves of demonic warriors surged forth from the Queen's palace, leaving a trail of death among the Night Elves, sparing only their Highborne allies. Led by figures like Manaroth the Destructor, Hacker the Houndmaster, and Archimon the Defiler, the Legion surged through the Night Elf Empire, leaving a path of destruction and despair. Infernals blazed across the skies, reducing Night Elf cities to rubble, while bloodthirsty Doomguards and ravenous Fellhounds transformed Kalimdor's serene woodlands into smoldering ruins. War unlike any mortal empire had ever seen had descended upon Azeroth. A Night Elf resistance force, commanded by a noble named Lord Cortalos Ravencrest, rallied to confront the Legion's furious onslaught. Among these valiant defenders were Malfurion, his sorceress twin Illidan, and the beautiful priestess Tyrande Whisperwind, whom both brothers cherished deeply. These three unlikely heroes would ultimately shape the destiny of Kalimdor. Though Ravencrest's forces initially faced many setbacks against the demons, the Night Elves made some headway. Malfurion delivered a pivotal blow against the Legion and their Highborne allies. From the depths of the Emerald Dream, he channeled his druidic magics against Ashara's trusted servant, Xavius, and vanquishing him. This act not only eliminated one of the most powerful Highborne sorcerers, but also showcased the incredible potential of druidic magic to Malfurion's allies. Illidan too proved to be invaluable to the Resistance. During a crucial battle, his courage and mastery of arcane magic saved Ravencrest's life, leading to his appointment as the commander's personal sorcerer. He would later command the cadre of sorcerers who fought for the Night Elf Resistance. Beautiful Tyrande, priestess of unwavering faith in the benevolent Elune, emerged as one of the most esteemed members of the Sisterhood of Elune. Through her deep devotion to the kind-hearted Elune, she saved countless innocents from the marauding Legion. Eventually, Tyrande would ascend to the rank of High Priestess of Elune, becoming the revered leader of her sacred sisterhood. Nonetheless, despite the valor with which the resistance fought, more demons continued to pour into Azeroth through the Highborne's portals. The Legion swelled its ranks
just
with
like
a
the
new
Elder
breed
Scrolls
of
lore.
demon,
Interesting.
born from the denizens of Azeroth itself. The first of these abominations was Xavius, whose body Sargeras had warped into a monstrous, demonic form with jagged horns and cloven hoofs. This transformation gave rise to the Satyrs, and Xavius became one of the eternal servants of the Legion. At Sargeras' command, he set out to curse many of his fellow Highborne, transforming them into satyrs as well. As the Legion's numbers grew, Malfurion recognized that the Night Elves could not overcome this threat alone. He persuaded Tyrande and Illidan to accompany him to the peaceful Moonglade near Mount Hyjal, where they implored Cenarius for assistance. The great demigod agreed to rally the wild gods against the Legion, though they were capricious beings unaccustomed to fighting in unison. Motivating them to action would take time, a luxury the Night Elves did not possess. As we wrap up today's episode, I trust you've acquired fresh insights and knowledge. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, what you enjoyed about the episode and the new information you've gained. To my dedicated viewers, if you haven't already, kindly hit that subscribe button to show your support. Until our next episode,
I like
I
how
wish all of
she
you, my fantastic
goes the lore.
audience,
That is
nothing
pretty cool.
but the best.
Let's go. Anybody catches this video? Yeah, it's right here. That's World of Warcraft lore. If you don't mind, subscribe. I really enjoy that. So that's the thing about. Okay, hold on. I found it really interesting because this whole thing is so one thing is a story and another thing is the lore. There's a difference between story and lore. So basically, the lore is the actual explanation of the world, and the story is how the characters interact with each other. So in World of Warcraft, there is both a lot of lore and a lot of story. So, well, I think some of the stories are really cool and interesting. The main thing that I'm interested in is the lore. So there's a few things interesting that I found there that I will probably expand later on. This whole idea, so it's very similar to the lore of even the Elder Scrolls. This whole idea of opening a portal. Now, of course, there's real lore, there's real history behind this idea of opening a portal. As I said, it's all about dimensions. So opening a portal for demons to come in is very interesting. But what I found more interesting about her video is the mentioning of Sargeras and how these demons corrupt these different societies all throughout the cosmos, how they did the same thing with the Eredar in the World of Warcraft lore. So I didn't know that they did the same thing with the Highborne, and this is why everything here is infested with like these satyrs and these demons. So the hook to get them into it and to corrupt them is the promise of creating a heaven, and that is literally the lore of the Elder Scrolls. The whole idea of why, oh my god, the Mysterium Xarxes, written by, I forgot his name, and the actually the voice actor of Mankar Cameron just passed away. May he rest in peace. May he rest in the light. But yeah, it's Mankar Cameron, the Mysterium Xarxes. It's the same thing. He was promised a paradise by the Daedric god Mehrunes Dagon, and he actually created his own paradise. I still have to do that whole video. I recorded the whole thing somewhere in the lives, and I went beyond the lore a lot because the same thing is about creating a paradise. So this concept, I'm not gonna go beyond the lore right now, but I'm just gonna pinpoint it somewhere and write it somewhere. This concept of the demons, which are not demons, it's just a bunch of beings trapped in the cosmos. Some you may call it evil, some you may call it righteous, but this idea that these demons or these beings want to create their own heavens, that's a real thing that is coming in the real research of all the states of consciousness. and so on and so forth. The research that I do and that I bring forward here. So I just want to keep that pinpoint somewhere because I will go beyond the lore at some point, dealing with that concept. So I didn't know that Sargeras actually did that in the lore of World of Warcraft. That's a new addition. That's actually pretty cool. Makes me more interested in the lore now. That's the thing. Like, I played Classic like 3 times. I had no idea that this was what's happening here. Okay, once I have the earrings.
Indeed. The Grells of Bashal Aran do not possess that which I am searching. However, they have come into contact with it recently. I would reckon that by your time, not mine. Recent for me stretches into the veil of the past. Almost another age.
Interesting.
If the Grells have come into close contact with the seal that binds my eternal prison, I suspect I know the cause. No doubt the seal has come into the possession of the satyr that lead them. I feel strongly that this must be true, adventurer. One of the satyr must surely possess it. If you can obtain it, you would bring me so close to passing the bars of my prison that tears would come to my eyes.
It's actually so well written. Now that I listen to it through AI, it's actually very okay written. So this is 2004 quest from Vanilla. Pretty cool stuff. My eternal prison, because I can't say that binds my eternal prison is like I know the cause. That is definitely done. Very, very interesting. So I had written here some other pieces of lore that I wanted to Google. Oh yeah, the War of the Ancients. That actually sounds very interesting. I'm gonna see if there's some lore about that. While I find this, whatever I need to loot from these satyrs. I remember this quest, I think they have a low drop chance, so might as well. The aliens that doomed the Warcraft universe. I really like this whole idea of aliens. It's really interesting. Let's see. Story of Illidan. I'll just go WoW like that. The movie one. Interesting. There's not anything that just says, oh my god, there's a book, 3 hours and 34 supercut re-upload. The Well of Eternity, War of the Ancients, Book 1. I think this is a great book to go into while I do this very sort of like dragging quest. Let's see if it's well narrated and if maybe there's some music behind it. I'm curious now.
You can even use metal spatulas.
Oh, you're not supposed to do
Alright, we're gonna have to go
hex
to that.
My mom says you should never use metal.
Oh, really?
Alright. Is there any foolish trespassers tonight?
Wait, what is this?
Nah. Right. That noise is a bit weird,
Is it
isn't it?
the intro or is it the book? Oh, it's actually the book. No, I don't think this is gonna work out. Oh my god. It's actually like a little movie. Alright, this is not gonna work out. Too bad. I was expecting like, oh my god, look at this guy. Who the hell is this guy? Alright. The squad is dead. But Battlefield 6 will never feel like Battlefield. I've tried Battlefield, it was pretty cool. Not as good as some of the other meals in game, the Lord of Darkshore. I want the War of the Ancients chest, but I need like a longer one. War of the Ancients. I mean, I guess 9 minutes is okay. Let's try that. Let's try this one. War of the Ancients.
Welcome back to another episode of The Lost Codex, a channel dedicated to the people, places, and histories of Azeroth's universe. In the previous episode, we explored the rise of Night Elf society, the dark forces Queen Azshara allied with, and the Night Elf resistance that moved to oppose her. We carry on today with the continuation of the War of the Ancients. As Cenarius summoned the wild gods of Hyjal to aid the Night Elf resistance, Malfurion beseeched the aid of the dragon aspects. Alexstrasza the Lifebinder summoned her fellow aspects to their ancient safe haven, located far in the frozen wastes of Kalimdor.
I'm gonna make
There,
a playlist
at
for a
Wormrest
bunch
Temple,
of
Natharion the
lore
Earthward
videos
proposed a
for the
plan that
next
would give the
time
Night
that
Elf
I stream.
resistance and defenders of Kalimdor
I enjoy
a chance for
this.
survival. He proposed that each of the dragon aspects sacrifice a portion of their power into an artifact of his own creation called the Dragon Soul. With a portion of their essence empowering the artifact, they could use this new weapon and turn it upon the forces of the Burning Legion. Unbeknownst to the aspects, Natharion had more sinister plans for the artifact. During his stewardship as the aspect of Earth, the Allfather of the Black Dragonflight had fallen to the maddening whispers of the old gods. Although they were imprisoned far beneath the earth, their influence seeped into the very stones surrounding their prison. Natharion's unique bond with the earth and stones of the world made him a prime target for the old gods, allowing them to ensnare the once noble dragon in their grip. With the dragon soul empowered with each of the dragon aspects' essence, Natharion carried the artifact with him just as the aspects arrived during a momentous clash between the demons and the Night Elf resistance. Holding the weapon aloft, Natharion unleashed the dragon soul's power, tearing through the ranks of the Burning Legion. Without warning, the Black Dragon turned the artifact upon the Night Elf ranks and upon his own kind, slaughtering them in the same horrific way as he had done with the Legion. Malygos the Spellweaver and his blue dragons moved to intercept the deranged Earth Warder, prompting Natharion to turn the artifact on them, slaughtering them by the thousands. Although Malygos would survive the encounter, the Spellweaver would never be the same. His grief would haunt him for thousands of years, and send him spiraling into a long age of depression. The use of the Dragon Soul had also affected Natharion. Raw torrents of power coursed through the Black Dragon, which slowly started to tear him apart. As his scales split and sundered, rivers of magma began to pour from his wounds. Howling in agony, Natharion would flee the battle with the Dragon Soul in hand, and retreat into his lair. Natharion's betrayal had shattered the unity of the dragon aspects, which would forever change the future of Azeroth. From that moment on, Natharion, the Earth Warder of Azeroth, would be known by a new name that would terrify both mortals and dragonkind alike. He would now be known as Deathwing the Destroyer. The Earth Warder's betrayal had dealt a terrible blow to the Night Elf resistance. On all fronts, the Kaldori suffered heavy losses. One such loss was the death of the resistance leader, Kurtalis Ravencrest, who was assassinated on the orders of Queen Azshara's newest chief advisor, Captain Varothan. Although Ravencrest's death was tragic, his legacy would forever live on in the hearts of the Kaldori resistance. The mantle of leadership was taken up by Jarrod Shadowsong. Unlike Ravencrest, Shadowsong did not come from the noble caste of Night Elf society, and as such, he did not harbor the close-minded ideals that many noble-born Kaldori had. Because of this, Jarrod Shadowsong was quick to cast aside the xenophobic
I gotta fix my settings. I actually enjoy this for some of these longer quests where you have to like farm a lot. I think I can't just look into lore videos, but I need like the longer ones, the ones that have a little bit of music and stuff. That'd be pretty relaxing to do and to learn more about the lore of the songs that I'd be. I think that's like super OP because you kind of just like they don't tell you like it's a little bit better with this AI voice. You kind of get a little bit of the story, but all the backdrop of the lore kind of miss it while you're just mob grinding. To kind of mob grinding while doing this, I'm really enjoying it. As person prison to me, delicious. No strength I possess might break them, and no magic I will might destroy them. For 1,000 years and more I have stared at them, wondering if at long last I'll leave even the stone. Would I be free, or would it be invisible bars that held me then? Wait, what?
It is hard for me to even believe that what I hold now is that which has held me for so long. Let us waste no time, adventurer. When the seal is destroyed, I might walk the forests of the earth freely again.
God.
It was the craft of one of the most powerful of the Highborne that created the seal that formed my prison. In Amatharan, the ruins to the south that are twin to these, persists even today an ancient flame, blue in color. In this flame, this seal could be destroyed. Be wary in the ruins, adventurer.
The ancient flame in Amatharan, the return to Asturian. Oh, so it's that. I remember, like, I remember in 2019 Classic. That's like I just remembered because I saw this chest, which is a what is this level? Does it say? I don't even see it. So this is Explorer Best. I remember doing this quest because in 2019 I met some dude while killing princess, and everybody was super excited about Classic, and you know he was one of those veteran Classic players, and he told me like, no, this is so cool, you have no idea, and we were like so excited about killing princess, and I was a paladin and he was a paladin, and he's like, no, you gotta follow me, I know where the best chest for our level is, and we took this super long trip all the way to here from Stormwind, and he took me to the mountains, and we had to die in a specific place, so we would rest in a specific graveyard, and so on and so forth. Man, that felt like such an epic adventure, and I just remember because of that chest. He was like, "Oh, this is so OP, you have no idea." Yeah, I played with him for like until I was like level 50 or 60, and then we both quit, and I don't know what happened to him. But like he was like my first World of Warcraft friend in 2019. I just remember him. Hope he's doing well. Alright, I think I'm gonna turn this class and we're gonna call it quits. A really interesting lore. I like this whole idea of the Highborne and the ancient elves, and how like I'm starting to understand a little bit more of the lore of World of Warcraft, and how, because my main lore is Elder Scrolls. Like Elder Scrolls is my bread and butter. I came into World of Warcraft after I had been in the Elder Scrolls, but it is the same thing. And as I said, the lore is basically these subconscious themes that are all over in. You may call it the larger field of consciousness, the larger field of intelligence and data, and everything comes together in creative ways to these writers, where they talk about these demons and angels and aliens and demons and satyrs and whatnot, and it's this whole idea of promised heavens and corruption and so on and so forth. It's very interesting, and it's the same lore coming forward, the same lore as in most every religion that you can think of when you deeply study them.
I am honored. So the crystal exists, adventurer? Fascinating.
Yes.
Anyway, your task has been well executed. Good work. What exactly is this crystal? This is but a single question in a sea of questions. Another question that comes to mind is why the Moonkin would be drawn to this object. Is the crystal benign in nature, or does it hold a more sinister purpose? I have many more questions, but we're going to need to examine that crystal closely to get some answers. Use this empty vial and fill up on some Moonwell water here in Aberdeen. Such potent magic should provide a clue as to the composition of the crystal. To do that, you'll pour the liquid over the crystal. It should take care of the rest. While I don't anticipate anything bad happening to you, I still want you to be careful. Above us to the east is Felwood. If that crystal is tied to that place as I suspect it is, then it could prove to be very dangerous. Farewell.
I actually remember doing this quest in SOD, but I didn't finish it because I just out-leveled everything and I had to move forward and I had to raid at level 20 or something like that. I can't even remember. But I think it was an interesting one. I wonder if they keep on explaining what the whole thing is about. Where is this quest though? Come on, man. Crystal. It's playing pretty long. I don't know if go into the first sample. Oh, okay, so this is gonna be when I'm 16. I need to wait till I'm 18 until I head north because I want to do this quest here. I want to do this one. Maybe I could do this one real quick. I feel a little bit of lag. I don't know what it is. I think it's mainly when I open menus. I feel a little bit of the... Oh, this thing again. Perfect. Even if I log out soon, like the rest of the XP, it's gonna... So I'm 117%. I have to go to 150%. Maybe I'll just do a couple... Like, I had to go to bed, but... oh man, this is like crack. What is this? Sea turtle remains. I'll do that later. Let's see if I wonder if I can do just a few quests here. So careful when you go there. So I think there's gonna be a bunch of mobs here. Level 13. Even though it's a lower level, I think I do want to do it. I do want to do it because then I want to turn it in and then come back here. What is this? Over the Moonwell, for the anti-vulture over the Moonwell, and investigate with crystal. Oh, I see. So I have to fill it up here and then probably go. I'm just gonna do it real quick. So I why is there? Ma'am, what are you doing? Ma'am, get out of the well. Alright, what is it? As well cascades. There's my the Moonwell water here in Hauntings. So what is this Moonwell? I wonder if there's some magic in here. Stop dancing in the Moonwell, ma'am. Is it this one? Extreme water. I'm pretty sure I have to do something here, but yo, human, get out of her well. Damn it. Oh no, the tent is gone. Took the tent. It's water cascades. It's water cascades. I don't know if it's the UI, but I remember that also would you just click something and then you would get it. In the anti-war period, and the Odin Moonwell, investigate the red crystal. Yeah, so then I just do this. Do I juice it? How do I juice it? It's bugged, man. Not this one. Maybe it's a different one. Oh yeah, I have two different ones. Wow, that's inconvenient. Yes. So here it is. It is when I open the the menus, but everything kind of slows down a little bit, and I get this little frame set drop. I want to see if I can fix that because I'm pretty sure that this has to do with my graphics card. Because I turned off the V-Sync and it felt better overall, but I think I close this and then it's like normal, then it's good. I mean, that's good because it won't affect rating and actually playing the game, but still kind of annoying. I want to figure out what is it. I'm gonna take a video actually so I can maybe save it and figure it out. Rest of XP here. Yeah, you're here and you're resting, but if you kind of get out, oh yeah, I'm resting still. Want to get that rest of the XP. I am getting the frame drops here. I don't like it. I wonder if it's the server versus 108 ms, 167 FPS. I gotta get to the bottom of this. I think I have to go into my NVIDIA card and do different things because since it's a bit of an older client, sometimes it doesn't recognize it and it does weird things. So you have to do like all these little back and forward, little bit of fixing. This also usually happens like afterwards, after some time. I guess I'll figure it out. Yeah, that's this lagging and starting. Gotta fix it. I gotta wonder if maybe it's a whole server thing. Maybe it's also on their part. So far, interesting the lore in Darkshore. I'm gonna continue doing this. I really enjoy like when you have to kill a bunch of mobs and stuff. I just bringing forward some of the lore videos that people are. By the way, let's like this video from the Lost Codex. Very interesting. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna subscribe. So I'm gonna make a playlist of a bunch of lore videos, like longer ones. Just kind of put it on and off whenever I'm doing like this because I do want to learn the lore of these places. Now that I know that it has to do with these demons sort of corrupting this Highborne, promising them of heaven. It's basically the lore of the Elder Scrolls. It actually goes beyond the lore. I could go beyond the lore with that because, as I said, there is a larger theme and a larger story going in real life. Like when people pass, they meet beings, and these beings seem to have two sides to them. Some are what we would call righteous, and some are what we would call evil. But they're not really evil. It's just, let's imagine if you are living in a perfect realm and everything is perfect and everything is light and everything is glorious and everything is divine, but then you say, well, maybe there's more to reality. So then you drop from that realm and you are left on your own, and you have some power because you are essence of the divine, and then you think, well, maybe I'll create a different world with a different rule set. Perhaps this world is going to be material, perhaps there's going to be gravity, perhaps there's going to be birds running around, and there's going to be trees and lakes and whatnot. It's not really evil, it's just different, and you put in a different frame set. So basically that's the story of the fallen angels. That's the story that is in Gnosticism and this Gnostic book. So it's a larger story, and it seems to be real, but not as we understand it in religion. So all of the lores kind of talk about this, and as I said in my IRL work, I work into ancient religions and connect them to the science and the other series of consciousness and so on and so forth. But in lores even, you find this theme, which is really, really interesting. And now that I'm finding that even in the lore of World of Warcraft, is still there, is very interesting. And also now that I'm going with the High Elf theme, which I'm really enjoying. It's kind of very cool. And then the new expansion for Midnight is going to be about High Elves and Paladins, which are pretty much my favorite thing. And even in Total WoW, they're going to have a High Elf expansion in 2026, like as soon as January, I think. I can't remember. Like, it's one of the first parts of the new content is going to be a High Elf expansion. So I'm really looking forward to all of that. Anyway, it's time to go to bed. So if anybody makes it to this video and there is been kind around listening to me to be just ranting about all this stuff, thanks so much for watching. Maybe I'll see you on the next one. Peace.